Today we're going to look at an excellent pen. It's the Diplomat Excellence. I know that was cheesy, but it was fun. So this is the Diplomat. It actually comes in excellent packaging too, much finer than a couple of others. Oh, they're too far away. I was going to reach you. There was the other pen that I reviewed. One of them came in like a clear crystal tube, like not real crystal obviously, but a crystal clear tube, and the other one came in like a tin. This one comes in a full gift box, so that kind of elevates the game a little bit in terms of the value of this pen. Has the outer box here. Once we get through that, slide out the gift box. I really like the design of this box itself. I know that sounds weird. I'm not normally a box person, but that's metal. It's just really good branding. And what's cool is this is the lid, right? So you can see how that works. You just slide it out. Well, maybe not that easily. So you slide out the box, slide off the top. When you're not on camera, I swear that's easier. And then it has this paper with a little thumb place where you can grab it. So it's just a paper cover over the pen rather than a normal lid. I just thought that was cool. It's another thing that makes it super fun to get a pen. It feels like a gift to yourself, right? So we'll pull out that paper top here. And I really like that they branded the inside of the pillow that the pen sits on. I think that's cool. This again is the Excellence, Diplomat Excellence, and then this converter came actually inside the pen, but I loaded it with a cartridge for you already just so that we could do a writing sample and show you. Oh cool, I didn't even look in there yet. So it came with 2 cartridges. I don't know if I can show that without it dumping out, and then obviously the warranty card is all in there. So the Excellence has the typical Diplomat cap button, which I think is cool. I like that they put the little designs on their cap buttons for branding. I think it's a great idea, and it's not uber heavy. It's just normal weight, so it doesn't drag down the cap. Very plain, basic, typical of the Diplomats I've seen. On one end, it's not the cap end, it's just flat, not a lot to say there. And then on the actual cap band, it says Diplomat since 1922, and on the back, what does it say? It says made, oh, sorry, made in Germany. It's all squished together with no spaces. I'm like, what? Made where? Made in Germany. And then I like that they have the hollowed out clip at the end. It's kind of their trademark, I guess you could say. It's a little teardrop that's hollowed out in the end of that clip there. I really like that. It's a bit heavy. I'm assuming this is brass on the inside with resin finish just because of the weight of it, although it did not say on the website or in the box or any of that material that I could find. Feels like it might be brass with a resin overlay. And then when you, sorry, it's a slip cap, which is also cool. You don't typically find that in the higher end pens. With a huge nib. Oh, I just love that nib. I think it's, oh, it doesn't say. I was gonna say it's probably a size 6, but it doesn't say what size it is. This is also a bold nib, which I'm going to show you in the writing sample shortly. That just means it has a thicker line than a finer and medium, but we'll show you that as well. It's not due to the size of the nib. For those of you who are new to fountain pens, I can't speak. But it's just the iridium ball on the end. It's how they grind it and how thin the line they want it to make. But the size of the nib, it doesn't really make a difference to your writing experience, except that when you get into gold nibs, as this is, they tend to be a little bit more flexible. The bigger they are, the more mass there is, and as you're putting pressure, it'll kind of tend to move a little bit, and you can feel that across the page. It's delightful if you haven't actually used one before. But the Diplomat, this Diplomat has a 14 karat gold nib, so the entire nib is made of 14 karat gold, and then I think it's rhodium plated. I don't know if I wrote that down. Chrome plated, I'm sorry. So chrome plated 14 karat gold on that nib, and it makes for a really smooth and pleasurable writing experience. I can tell you, I'll show you that next, but I just think it's a great pen that's great fun for writing, and it does post. It does post on the back, so that cap will stay on when you're writing, which is great. And the section itself just kind of tapers. So you can see it tapers there, but it's not like an hourglass or anything, but it does taper enough to make it a very comfortable writing experience for you. You're not going to fight it. And I always like when they put the little lip on the end, the flare. keep your fingers from running off over the nib. So we're going to take a look at the writing sample on this Excellence next. But all in all, a great pen. I love that it's a slip-off cap, and I love that giant nib, and it's a very smooth writing experience. I know sometimes people have commented that I'm too quiet in my writing samples, and that's because I'm literally thinking of what I'm writing. So as I'm writing it, I've tried before to talk over, kind of overdub what I'm writing as I'm videoing it, and it doesn't work. I'm not a videographer, and I end up writing something else than what I intended to. So anyway, take a look at the writing sample of the Diplomat Excellence. Thanks for spending some time with me today. All right, on to our writing sample of the Excellence fountain pen from Diplomat. We just went through the aesthetics of this fountain pen. It is a pretty pen. What I love about it is a pull on and pull off. So you don't have to screw on and screw off the lid. There is an inner lining in the lid. I'm not sure if you can pick that up in the light or not. That helps keep the lid the nib from drying out. And it does post, which is great. Love that huge nib, just the look of it. It's pretty awesome. That is a 14 karat gold nib, and the writing sample that we're going to do today is of the broad. So this is the broad 14 karat gold nib. And the reason why I'm using this page is because from the Diplomat line, we've already reviewed the Traveler and the Magnum Soft Touch blue fountain pens, and you can see this is the fine point, this is the medium point, and we're about to add in the broad nib from the Excellence from the Diplomat line, so you can kind of see how the line widths stack up against each other. It's not the Magnum, it's the Excellence. That's what I get for looking at my previous writing sample as I was writing. All right, so that was a writing sample of the Diplomat Excellence fountain pen. And here you can see the fine, medium, and broad point in the line difference, how obviously the line width gets a little bit thicker as we go down the page. It just depends on what you like to use. I have fountain pens in every width, and I even own a couple of italics as well. But for me, it's just whatever mood I'm in, kind of like some people listen to music. For me, for pens, when I'm writing, I just choose the line width or the pen based on whatever mood I'm in. If I want to see more of the ink, if I want to be able to cram more on a page, I mean, you're going to do different things with different size nibs. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review of the Diplomat Excellence fountain pen, and thanks for spending your time with bestfountainpen.com.